Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In this exercise we are going to see the aggregation in Oracle. We do have 4 or 5 aggregation, which is count, sum, max, minimum and average. This aggregation function will always return number for me. I will get the count of rows, sum of all integers there, maximum, minimum and the average. How to use this? I have this database. Regarding for each category ID or for each category, I want to get the average length for each category. How to do that? I will do select name from category and average length. Since name is from category table, we need to join it with film category and go in film category with film. From category join film category using category ID, all join film using the film ID. This is all joined. Now when I use aggregation, any of these 5 aggregation, I need to group by. This average will be grouped by which? Group by always will be from the, if there is any attribute in the select statement, I will group it using the attributes in the select. So group the averages by name. Group by name. When I run this query, I will get like family category, this is the average length of it. Comedy, this is the average. Now don't worry about the large decimal points. You can fix that by using the round. I will round it to 2. Now it's all rounded into 2 decimal points. This is the first one. Now I want to get the sum. Not the sum doesn't make any sense here. I want to get the maximum length of each category. Since the length is used using the integer, I don't need to have round, that's for average only. I will get the minimum length for each category. When I run this for family, the minimum length was 48 minutes. The same thing for the max. I mean the opposite but the same logic. For family, the maximum was 184 minutes. Now we saw the average, max and minimum. For count, because this example doesn't make sense to use all aggregation on it, I want to have or to know for each category how many films are there. I will count, this is count all, I will count how many films for each name, which is for each category. When I run this, I have in the database, for family, I have 89 films, and these for the rest of categories. What is left is sum. Now I have rental rate here. I want to know the total amount of rental rate for all or for each category by itself. I will use here sum rental rate for each category, because I grouped it by the category name. For each category, give me the total rental rate. Now I get the rental rate for each category. If I want to have a condition for the aggregation, it means if I want to have the sum for categories whose total is like greater than 100. If you can see here, some sport, film, thriller, they have a very short or very less amount of rental rate. I want only to get the rates with the big amount, which means there is a condition for the aggregation, not for the select statement itself. I will use the having. I will call having sum rental rate is greater than 100. I only will get the category names where their total rental rate is more than 100. When I run this statement, all the less gone away from the result. This is called having. I always use having with the aggregation. It's like a condition for the aggregations. If we return back to the first or the last example, using the count, I want only the categories where their count is more than 30. It means where there is more than 30 films in the database for that category. When I run it, I will get only the categories that are more than 30. If I do the opposite, less than, I will get only the less frequent categories. This is regarding the aggregation. I can also use order by here. Order by count. I will get from the smallest to the largest to get more result. I will do the opposite. From the small to the large, this is ascending by default. Or you can write ascending, but it's all done by default. If you want from largest to smallest, use the descending. Now we get from the highest count to the less frequent count. This is all regarding the aggregation in SQL. Thanks.